Hello, my name is Keon, and this is the AfroKing podcast where we discuss NBA and WWE content as far as NXT goes, the Raw, SmackDown, a little bit of AEW because I don't watch AEW that much. But today we're going to talk about who I feel is should be getting our All Star nomination nods as starters. So this year, I definitely think that Anthony Edwards, without a doubt, I think he's a guard. So I would say like have him play shooting guard, but he should get a starting nod for the West. Um, sorry, but yeah, he should get a starting nod for the West. And then obvious names like Stephen Curry. I think Stephen Curry should be a starter as well. Um, so those would be the two starters for the guard position. Curry at the one, Anthony Edwards at the two. At the three, this is kind of where it gets tricky. Um, Honestly, in the West, I'd probably say, hmm, I don't know anybody who jumps out who's having a great season on the West as far as forwards are going. Maybe Andrew Wiggins, maybe, and then power forward, I would say probably Anthony Davis. In center, you already know we gotta go um with Nikola Jokic. Coming off the bench would definitely be Luca though. I think Luca would be coming off the bench. But yeah, definitely let me know who you guys got starting um for the West. For the East, it's kind of I think it's a kind of. Oh wait, no, I forgot about Shea. Shea Gilgeous Alexander. It should be Shea Gilgeous Alexander and Anthony Edwards starting. Curry's having a good season, but I think Shea's having much better season. Um, Now you get to the East. I'm thinking maybe Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell and what's his name? Trey Young. So I think Trey Young and Donovan Mitchell should be the first two on the East side. And for a guard and shooting guard, small forward, um, Jason Tatum. Power forward, uh, man, this is the East. This is gonna be crazy. Power forward. I don't know too many power forwards in the East, honestly. Um, but center definitely. Karl Anthony Towns for center. Power forward is kind of crazy. I don't know. Maybe we put Embiid at the five and Towns at the four, but maybe that. But yeah, those would be my starters for the East and the West, and I think it would make an amazing game. For whatever reason, a lot of people don't like picking Trey Young. I guess because they see him as being too cocky. But I feel like if anybody could come in and make the All Star game more enjoyable to watch, so they could actually compete in the All Star game, I think Trey Young would do that. Because he's competitive. But and he's really good at using with ball handling and making doing tricks and stuff like that. So he's gonna be also entertaining the crowd as well. So That's just my opinion on it. But let me know who you guys got for the starters for the West and the East. And I also came on here to talk about, you know, the Miami Heat. They just lost to the Jazz the other day, like a 30-point deficit they lost by. Um, am I ready for Miami to move on from Jimmy Butler? No. Do I think that Miami still needs Jimmy Butler, even though he's not scoring as much as he used to? Yes. Do I think that Pat Riley's kind of a messed up owner, and the fact that the way he runs Miami is messed up? Somewhat. Like, I like the Heat culture. Like, you have to get down to a certain body fat, or else you're not gonna play, and you won't get utilized and stuff like that. It makes sure that the players are there to go for a championship and everything like that. I like that aspect of Miami. But everything else, like, you can't say, if you say something, crooked or sideways, and you know while you're not playing, then it could get you, like, and it put you in the doghouse or whatever, where you can't really do anything. And I don't like that. That's like so micromanaged. That's like somebody who's like at your job or whatever. They micromanage you, and the second you say something that goes against what they'd say, like, you just immediately get punished. Like, that's basically how the Miami Heat's run, and I don't like that. It's so stupid. But that's just my opinion on it. Um, and I would hope that Miami would do something in the future to lower the chances of that, you know, continuing. Because the more and more that continues, the more detrimental it becomes to the team overall, and the players who are just there trying to do their job, and they're just trying to stay there and play and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. Um, Now we're going to talk about the WWE. The Intercontinental Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament is going to end not this week, but I believe next Raw, so the 13th, and has Lyra Valkyria taking on um, Dakota Kai, and I have gone on record saying that I think Lyra Valkyria is gonna win. Do I think Dakota Kai could win? Yes, mostly because a lot of people are behind Dakota Kai, and Damage Control are technically faces at this point, which is crazy because, like, the name of their group is called Damage Control. How could a group called Damage Control be considered faces? But somehow they made it work. I mean, maybe because they've seen, like, Dakota Kai and a lot of people in Damage Control lose a lot of matches, like close matches. They were losing a lot. After EO lost her title, they went on a complete losing streak and everything. And I think through all those losses that you saw Damage Control, obtain, they kind of grew a soft spot. They became like the lovable loser. The people who can't really win any matches, and at some point you get a soft spot for them because you see them trying their best, but their best is not good enough, and you hope that you cheering them on will help them rise and get out of that tough spot that they're in right now. And I think that's what happened. They grew sympathy for Damage Control, and I think that's how they became faces, and people are starting to rally behind them, trying to give them, you know, their energy so they could, do the best. But me personally, I think Lara shouldn't lose twice. Like, she already lost against Nia Jax, who is not even the women's champion anymore, because Tiffany Stratton cashed in her briefcase on SmackDown to become the new women's champion. So she lost the Queen of the Ring to Nia Jax, and now if she loses the Intercontinental Championship tournament, that just shows you that she's not really valued on the main roster, which I think she should be valued. Like, I don't really like Lyra Valkyria. I don't see what people see in her, but like, she has the fan support. And honestly, I think Dakota has a little bit more fan support than Lyra, but that's only because Lyra hasn't been on the main roster for more than a year, you know? So it's gonna definitely take some time for people to get used to her. Um, you know, getting to like her. You know, the only thing they know about her is like, her entrance where they have this rally cry for during her entrance, which I've been trying to understand like what they're saying, but like I hear like a bunch of people talking, and you know when you have a bunch of people talking and you kind of try to listen to the loudest person because the loudest person is the one saying it right. The person who says it kind of under their breath is the one who's not really saying it right. That's what I tried to do, but it didn't work out well. Um, but yeah, I definitely see Lyra winning. I hope she does win, and you know, I think eventually Dakota Kai could win the title, but right now let it simmer, let it simmer, because when she finally gets the title, it's gonna be spectacular. Just look at Chelsea Green. They've been taking so long to pull the trigger on her to give her a title, and now that she's finally the United States champion, she's finally getting her flowers. Like a lot of people are liking what she's doing. Some people hate her because they think that she took the Unprettier and named it the Unpretty Her and made mostly a move that doesn't look like it should even be in wrestling because it looks so um, choreographed. So like it kind of makes wrestling look predetermined, more predetermined than it already is. So um, I know I understand like what people are saying. Like the fact that she jumps before she does her pretty her instead of doing them prettier where you just land flat on the mat. And me as a Christian fan, I could understand that standpoint coming from other people. I'm still a huge Christian Cage fan. And I was a Christian fan when I was younger, and still am today. And that kill switch finisher is one of the best finishers I've ever seen. And I've seen people like modify it, like Grayson Waller has the running in prettier where he jumps on the person's back and hits them flat on the mat. I like that one. And then you have I think Leo Rush was it who used the rolling in prettier where he takes them and he turns them around into like a 360 and gets them dizzy before he drops them. Like at some point, I think somebody might even do like a springboard in prettier, but that would be crazy. But yeah, um, I'm still kind of on the fence about Chelsea Green, but then again, they needed a heel champion, and they're already like sowing the seeds of Piper at some point turning on Pipe on Chelsea Green and getting that face reaction. The face reaction that she got when she was in Scotland, because she's from Scotland. During I think no, it was Bastion Berlin, when she was going up against Bailey, and yeah, I see in the future she's gonna get that title opportunity because like she said that there's one more person I need to thank for my. This is what Chelsea Green said. There's one more person I need to thank for my championship reign, and then she said myself, and Piper was just sitting there, and she had to kind of sell the fact that she didn't say me or whatever, and you know them sowing the seeds. That's perfect. Now, am I a fan of Piper? No, but you know, I don't need to be a fan of somebody to respect the story that WWE is trying to tell. I just like watching great stories in wrestling. Like if you could give me a great story with a great baseline and a great climax, pause. But yeah, if you could do that, like everything in between, like the journey to get there doesn't really matter as long as everybody's on board and the people are conveying a story. Then I could get invested into it because like with the I see a lot of people souring on this storyline, but I think it's for what it's worth. It's been pretty okay for me. Like it's at least a 7 out of 10. But you're right. You could probably assume what storyline I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. But I'm talking specifically about the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan storyline. I think that a lot of the things that have has happened has been great, and then like Liv Morgan adding more and more pieces to Judgment Day, and it's slowly but surely kicking out Finn Balor and maybe even JD McDonough out of Judgment Day. And that's what I want, bro. I want Finn Balor out of Judgment Day. He needs to be put him and JD by themselves, as a duo, or just put him by himself as the Prince, bro. That him going back to NXT, getting the NXT championship, and having a good reign with the NXT title, just to come back to the main roster and become a side act. Come on, bro. Like that is so garbage. So garbage. And I feel like they put him in all these championship matches, but he's always the extra person in the match. He's always the extra person in the match because he's gonna be the person to take the pinfall. Like that triple threat match with him, Damian Priest, and Gunther, I knew that pinfall was gonna be going to Finn, and that's why I was irate, and I didn't want to even see the match. I was like, I'm not even gonna watch this match, like, cause I already know how it's gonna end. But yeah, if you can't already tell, I'm a huge Finn Balor fan, and I am also a Rhea Ripley fan. And when the original Judgment Day were together with Rhea and Finn technically being the leaders, because I don't know, they keep on saying there was no leaders in Judgment Day, but you could honestly say the leaders when they first started was Finn Balor, and then Rhea, when she became Women's World Champion, she took over some of the duties. She would tell people when or when not to cash in their Money in the Bank briefcase, for Damian Priest, and then when or when not to come out for attacks, when to seal plans and do all this other stuff. And she was like the main talker in the group when Dom wasn't trying to talk and getting rained down with booze. But yeah, she was like the main talker on the show. But yeah, uh, and and then when Damian Priest finally got the World Heavyweight Championship, that's when I felt like he stepped up and he became low key the leader of Judgment Day. So I feel like there was at certain times it was Finn, when they turned on Edge, that's when Finn was the leader. Then when Rhea got the title, that's when she became the leader or the main talker for the Judgment Day. And then Damian Priest, you know. And I feel like that the Judgment Day group was only made to make, you know, Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio when he joined to make them bigger. Like everybody else were just like extra pieces to make them shine, because they were not really, they weren't ready to shine on their own. They were still, getting better with their mic skills, getting better with their in-ring work, you know. And I felt like Damian Priest always had potential, but he was never one of my favorites, and he still isn't one of my favorites. Um, but I do respect what he does for WWE. Like I respect that he's a great performer. Like because it takes a lot to be a great performer, and somebody six, how tall is Damian Priest? 6'4". Somebody 6'4", almost 250, and could do moves that some cruiserweights can't even do properly nowadays is more than commendable. Like I got to give him his kudos. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. But yeah, excuse me. But yeah, that's what I came to here on to talk about. Um, I also would like to get like feedback. So if you guys would like to see anything in particular on this channel, definitely leave some comments on in the chat, or in the comment section. The comment section of this video of the stream. Leave it in the latest short that I dropped. I dropped a short involving a skit on Jimmy Butler and how he feels about the recent uh stuff that has been going on with the Miami Heat and everything, and how he got suspended. Like I was basically doing the video about the mindset of him right now after getting suspended after for the 7 games and everything. And if you like a little bit of humor, then I think you would definitely like that video. But we're gonna try and do this like weekly. So like every Sunday we'll try and make out time to do this podcast. And do some try and get people involved as well. Do some questionnaires, do some questions based on stuff that we see from X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, um, but yeah, I'm gonna be running it up right now. All right. Name a dream match that could easily be the main event of WrestleMania. This person said Bret Hart versus Brock Lesnar. I say maybe Kurt Angle versus Hayabusa. If you don't know, I'm a huge Hayabusa fan, and and I still want to get the Hayabusa mask. I think he has a mask online. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Hayabusa mask. Yeah, they have it on Etsy for $42. Yeah, probably switch from that the Hayabusa mask and to into the also the fiend mask. Well, for my Halloween costume because I love Halloween. There's one of my favorite holidays. First is obviously Thanksgiving. Second is Christmas, and then third is Halloween. In that order. But yeah, that's definitely what I who I would definitely want in a match. Hayabusa and Kurt Angle. There'll be a lot of grappling, a good amount of high spots, um, springboards, uh, and submissions. Like, he's an underrated submission specialist. Hayabusa is, but he's good at breaking down the body and doing technical work. So I think it would be a technical masterpiece. Who's gonna out wrestle who? And I think that would be a great main event. And they should have it for the um the undisputed championship, the WWE undisputed championship, the one held um by Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Taker, Triple H, Hogan, that title. Everybody knows. Why was she even over there, bro? Okay, you a clown for saying that. Uncomfortable truth. Nia Jax had a better title reign than Rhea Ripley. No, she did not, bro. No, the hell she did not. One, two. Mm, yeah. But yeah, Also, put in the chat your your predictions for Raw on Netflix. I got Roman Reigns beating Solo Sikoa in Tribal Combat. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be the match of the night, honestly. Um, then well, actually no. Punk versus Rollins might be match of the night. I got Seth Rollins winning that. Um, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa might be second match of the night. And then we have not Seth, Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. I think Drew McIntyre is gonna win that. Unfortunately, because I'm a Jey Uso fan, I gotta keep it real. I think Jay's gonna lose. And then we have there's one more match I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Excuse me. And I definitely think that Liv Morgan is gonna win against Rhea. Do I want Rhea to win? Yes. Do championship titles usually change hands on when the new year comes? Yes. But do I think that Liv Morgan and Rhea are gonna end up facing each other at WrestleMania? Yes. So for that to happen, Rhea wouldn't wouldn't win the title here. She would win it at a later date. Plus, you need to have a good balance of faces and heels winning. So that's my logic for why I think that Liv Morgan's gonna win. And other than that, that's what I wanted to say here. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream and come back for more next week. I'm probably gonna be here next week at 5 o'clock instead of 8. I know it's kind of late, and because it is late, I don't think a lot of people are gonna be watching, unfortunately. But I'd like to thank the people who did come here or did see the video and the live stream. I appreciate y'all. And other than that, I'll talk to you guys next week. I'm gonna be uploading some more videos, some more shorts. So definitely try and get involved with that. I'm gonna be doing some more community posts as well. So I hope to see you soon, guys. And other than that, reach for the moon, fall on the stars. It's the closest thing you can get to Mars. I'll see you later. Bye.